I'm Adam Maness.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Daily jazz advice coming at you.
Brought to you by Open Studio.
Finest in jazz, online education. Now, Adam, you look a little mystified today. Are you feeling okay?
I'm looking at the title of what we have going on today, and it's the top 7 jazz YouTubers. Now, I know we're on YouTube now.
Big shout out to YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube in a basic way, but the majority of people that are experiencing this podcast are audio, so I'm just wondering how we're going to pull this off.
Dude, you don't ever listen to NPR, man?
All the time.
You know, when they're describing, you know, like your beloved iced coffee, which you don't have today, which I think is part of the reason you're a little off your game. Oh, I didn't see it hiding behind your chair there. See? Now, you just gave people a YouTube experience from the audio. See, we're storytellers.
Okay.
They don't have to see it. They can go look at these. We're going to talk about them, and then some of them they may know, some they may not know. We don't have to. We'll play a little bit of the audio from some of them, but basically we're just going to talk about our YouTubers. Our loyal listeners can scurry off afterwards and check them out. And let's remember at the end of the episode to list again. Remember we said?
Oh yeah.
We didn't do that all week.
We haven't done that all week yet, but we need to get back into it.
Are you okay now? You still look a little uncomfortable.
I'm a little unsure about what's going to happen, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, number 1, just to really throw you off, we're going to start with someone you don't even know because you just told me you didn't know him, and that's Jeff Schneider.
Who?
Jeff Schneider.
Who?
I love that name, Jeff
Schneider. Okay.
Now, I don't know this guy, and when I first saw his stuff, I was kind of laughing a little bit, but the more I dug in, like, he really knows some cool stuff. You know, he definitely specializes in, like, stuff, the kind of intersection between jazz and R&B, the sort of sick, dirty chords.
Well, I was going to say the first video I have that comes up is how to play sick R&B chords.
That's
Can
right.
we listen to a little
Let's
bit
hear
of
a
that?
little bit. Let's hear a little bit.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Schneider, and in today's video, I'm going to show you a song that I've been working on, something I'm writing here. It's only 8-bar phrase right now, but it's got a nice melody, some really nice chords, very gospel-y, R&B, neo-soul, all that great stuff. So I want to play it for you first, just the melody, then I'll add the chords, and I'll break it down, show you what I'm doing.
He's piqued my interest
take
already.
Yeah,
chords
you know what I mean?
devices behind them and apply it
Telling
to
you
your
what he's
own
gonna do.
music. Here we go.
Oh, look out
Come
now.
on now, laying the groove down.
2, 3.
So if you just stop there with only the track, you'd be like, but I mean, it's a nice, like, for what he says he's going to teach you, he does. And we don't have to listen to the whole thing. It just kind of repeats there. But, I mean, he breaks it down. He shows you. He's got some nice visuals as far as showing the chords. It may not be the exact kind of thing that we're looking for, but I think for a lot of people, like, what's great about his YouTube channel is he tells you, exactly what it's going to be in the thumbnail and the title, and then he delivers on that.
I have to say, it looks and sounds high quality, which is good.
Yeah, and the quality is really good.
It's better than most.
He's got the
99%.
illuminated notes.
Okay.
He does look like he's about 12 years old, which is a little bit off-putting.
That doesn't mean he can't play.
Exactly. He can play. He can play.
All right.
So anyway, big shout out to Jeff Schneider. Wherever you are.
I'm going to check out some Jeff Schneider for sure.
Yep.
All right.
All right. What do we have for number 2?
Number 2, this one I have heard of, Amy Nolte. And
Amy Nolte, right.
She's great, actually. She gives a lot of good advice, kind of like the Jeff Schneider thing. Good quality, short stuff, gets to the point.
Yep.
She's a jazz pianist and a jazz vocalist, I believe, right?
Yes. Yeah, really good singer, great pianist. And I've been kind of seeing her stuff because people have been sort of sending it to me, or it's been sort of popping up since she started a while ago. And she's really taken off fast. And I see why, because she does a combination of things. She does some performance stuff from her gigs. I think she's in LA. But she does some really good just tutorials where she breaks down and goes deep and is on there for a while. Maybe you have one queued up here. I don't know.
No, I don't have anything queued up.
Oh,
right
you
now.
were doing something for later.
No, yeah,
That's fine. So, but I mean, she does like funk piano tutorial over just the two of us. This was one that really caught my eye near the tastiest Oscar Peterson blues piano lick. So it's a little bit clickbaity, but that's my kind of clickbait. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah. Like you're going to click on that.
Yeah, I don't want to see you're not going to believe what Donald Trump looks like after 1 year in office, But this I will. And so it's really cool. Like she breaks down and like writes out the phrase and like plays it. It's a really cool phrase. And I mean, it's, if you're looking for that kind of thing, it's great. And she knows her stuff. So big fan.
That's awesome, man.
Yep. So what do we have for number 3? We've got, so this is not really like a YouTube channel, but it's some of the more popular and I think deservedly YouTube videos that we've seen.
Yeah, no, this is the Herbie Hancock, Jacob Collier talking about the sort of levels of harmony.
Yep.
Was that right? Is it levels of harmony? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The harmony in 5 levels. It's pretty fascinating.
Yep.
Video.
As we both scurry to pull it back up, we had it here for. It's like it starts at like goes by ages. Remember, he sort of starts by
Oh, that's
like
right,
a
that's right.
4-year-old would kind of understand.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept. And to hear these two, I mean, Jacob Collier, whatever you might think of this kind of young upstart musician, he's amazing at what he can do.
Yep.
And his just sort of bass musical IQ is off the charts. And Herbie is obviously Herbie. And
Yeah.
and to hear them talk about this kind of theory is pretty fascinating. Even if you don't understand it, most of it.
No, but they break it down in a really non-technical way, but they go deep on it, I think.
They go deep.
And they go level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, child, teen, college student, professional. Level 5 is Herbie Hancock. I love
that's right.
that. That was hilarious.
Well, and since we're on Jacob Collier here, it made me think of the interview. This looked like it's an interview with Jacob Collier about music theory, and it looks like it's backstage. And what's so amazing is that Jacob Collier is talking about music theory. He's singing these examples, and then the interviewer adds to the video like actual pitches.
Right.
And Jacob Collier was singing everything perfectly in pitch. Here's a little example.
And so there are different ways of feeling about the brightness and the darkness of things, but yeah, the super ultra hyper mega meta Lydian, I don't know if I call it a scale, but it's like a sound. The idea of Lydian not stopping it at the root when you rise, like do 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 do. You know?
Yeah.
So that piano isn't live in the room. That was added later.
Right.
And Jacob just sung those notes in tune, like on, as he's discussing this backstage after a concert. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. And I mean, with the British accent just pushes it to 11. You know what I mean? That makes it even classier.
Yeah,
I mean,
it makes it even more serious. Okay, so what do we got after that?
So next we have Chick Corea.
Cool.
Now, of course, there's so many amazing performance videos of Chick from over the years, which are great on YouTube. But I've particularly been looking at his tutorials and some of his educational content, which is just great. He's a fascinating teacher. I mean, obviously, he's got a wealth of information, but like whether or not it can come across in an entertaining and interesting way, it definitely does. He does. I mean, the tutorial on Spain, and I've been messing with that tune forever, is so amazing. Is that one? Is that the one?
Excuse me, bud.
No, it sounded like it.
Excuse me, bud.
So he breaks down Spain, and they got the overhead camera, and then they've got a transcription of like how he plays it, and he does it in some really innovative ways. He goes through his improv piano exercises, way of hearing, his mirror image piano exercises. A lot of great stuff on there. And I believe they're on his channel. Yeah, they are. His channel, Chick Corea. So pianists, but really just any musicians should really want to, check in on that for sure.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, so for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have Bernie's Bootlegs. Now, you
yeah.
have this on here. I've never heard of Bernie's Bootlegs either.
Oh, you haven't seen? Well, now if you've seen any of these, like the 7 times Keith Jarrett went beast mode and fell off his chair. That's Bernie's Bootlegs for sure. So wait, let me just. Okay, wait. You went out of order, man. You threw me off my game here.
Well, sorry. No, I have
that's good.
I have a plan for this.
Yeah, Bernie's Bootleg is, I believe, the name. Donnie McCaslin utterly annihilating a B-flat blues.
Come on, man. No one's utterly annihilating anything.
It's great stuff, though. I mean, I love, I'm into, the clickbaity YouTube stuff. I think it's hilarious. But I think it's really interesting copy, like old school ad copy is what it really is. So he's got stuff like those 7 times Bill Evans went next level genius. 7 times wait, where'd he get 7 times from? Hold on now.
Yeah, is he maybe copping off
Yeah.
this
Well, this is a
podcast
year
here?
ago. We haven't been around a year, but
Maybe we're copping
the
off
7
something.
times Chick Corea went beast mode,
Wait, are we clickbaity?
Yeah. Chris Potter going completely insane on Moment's Notice.
Oh, my gosh.
No, but you know what it is? He or her, whoever is Benny's Bootlegs, has a knack. First of all, I love that you go ahead and put bootleg in the titles just so that no one can even come after you for copyright infringement.
Like, yeah,
you're putting it out there. That's
Obviously, I'm ripping this off.
But I think he or she is Benny. Is it Benny or Bernie? Bernie's Bootlegs. Big shout out to Bernie. Definitely a saxophone player because it trends. I mean, a lot of pianists, but trends saxophone. And it's got 10 truly brilliant sax players you never heard of. Definitely the beast mode. He loves doing that. There was one he had that was like Kenny Garrett, and man, he put together these clips, and they were really spot on. I think it was, 7 times Kenny Barrett went beast mode, but Kenny Barrett goes beast mode. And he put together a nice little combination of there. So
That's awesome.
Check in on that.
So for number 6, we have hometown hero Peter Martin.
Who?
And his you.
What?
Bro, that's you.
No, how'd you slip that on there?
And your 2-minute jazzes. These are really popular,
seem-
and these are really good. And also, I've noticed something that you've kind of gotten into.
What's going on, everybody? Peter Martin here for 2-Minute Jazz Piano. Today I want to show you some sweet, sick ways to use the pentatonic scale.
I think that was a little Jeff Schneider influence there.
Clickbait
possibly.
much, buddy?
Yeah, might have been. I think we actually sat down together, to be honest, and plotted that one out.
I know we did, but
It's kind of a joke, but then it ended
we're
up being-
definitely winking at it a little bit.
Yeah, we were.
But
I threw down some sick. What was it that was so sick about what I did? I try to deliver on it at least.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Scale in jazz.
Scale.
Actually, I don't know if it's going to be
It's a
sweet or
pentatonic
sick.
scale.
We'll see
Oh,
how it
pentatonic.
comes out.
Hey, that's
But
sick.
basically, there's a lot of
All right,
different
that's enough.
pentatonic scales. That
We've
just
heard it
means
all before. I
Bored
don't know
with
if you
it.
noticed, my 2-minute jazzes are rarely 2 minutes.
No, they're like 3.5 on average.
Yeah, but I would just say that I'm not. I maybe am the originator of the 2-minute jazz concept, but we've had many of our other artists doing 2-minute jazzes now. I might say several of them quite a bit better than mine. Both in terms of content and timing. To be honest, I would point folks to the Christian McBride. Your sound is your signature 2-minute jazz.
That's a great episode.
And one thing, I don't know if you noticed about that, it's exactly 2 minutes. And we didn't even really tell. I mean, we said 2 minutes, but we
He's
didn't have
the
a
best,
timer.
man. McBride's the best.
He took it seriously, man. He went 2 minutes on
Well,
that.
if we're talking about 2-minute jazz, we have to talk about then and kind of go onto the lighter side of YouTube jazz people, and that is the 1-minute jazz. That's Jacob Mann, who is actually a really talented pianist and keyboardist, and he has these videos called 1-minute jazz. I don't know if they were based off of your 2-minute jazzes.
I mean,
like
I'd
he's
like-
trying to be a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I would be flattered if they were, but I mean, they're twice as good, I guess, because they're twice as
But
short.
if you haven't seen the 1-minute jazzes, especially the one on endings, is my favorite
Can
one.
we play a little bit of that? Do we have
Let me
that?
see if I have
I
that,
could riff on this a little bit,
If I have that queued up. I have. Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I'll just say that about the 2-minute jazz, the whole reason I started doing that was actually that I made the first 2-minute jazz pre-YouTube. So it was not just a clickbaity 2-minute concept that I wanted to get into the title, but it kind of worked.
Hi, this is Jacob with 1-Minute Jazz.
Oh, okay. He talks over the intro.
How to end a tune. I'm here in the studio with my trio, and
He's not.
we're going to take the last 8 of Dolphin Dance and
Dolphin
try to go
Dance.
on.
Yeah.
Remember that.
So let's give
Dolphin
it a
Dance.
shot. 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's not dolphin.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, you got to keep this good.
And the visuals that go along, you got to check out the video. Oh, man.
it's
that's
awesome.
so happening.
Big shout out to
Thank you, Jacob Mann, for
Jacob
just
Mann.
existing.
1-minute jazz, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're going,
Eli's laughing.
yeah, Eli,
Our audio engineer
is laughing. Okay, I think that was 7, but we're gonna go next level as we're gonna go beast mode on this list. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
We're going to the originator of the funny jazz videos. I mean, pre-YouTube, pre-internet, possibly, at least conceptually. And that is the great Austrian pianist, our friend Hans
Groiner.
Groiner, yes. Friend of the podcast. We don't know.
Man,
we haven't talked to
gotta
him in
have
a while.
Hans Groiner on. Hans Groiner is a character.
He's
created.
Well,
by-
some people might not know who it is. We don't want to give it away.
oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, let's leave it out
Check
there.
out Hans Groiner. Here's one. He did a jazz piano lesson from My Music Masterclass.
Shout out to My Music Masterclass.
Yeah, so check this out. This is Hans Groiner giving a piano lesson.
I want to get back to Maiden Voyage. Now, when Mr. Hancock writes F sus of course means sustain, sus 4. I suppose this is a mysterious thing about this. I believe that he meant sustain for, and you decide. Hold on. So in the beginning we have D sustaining
Straight triad.
Yeah, straight right.
for however long you want then. And then he makes
How good is that?
Oh, it's awesome.
That's so
awesome.
good, man.
Yeah, yeah. If you haven't checked in, the visuals are great, the audio, the execution. Yeah, Hans Groiner.
Shout out to Hans Groiner for all he does for the jazz community.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we are still at you'llhearit.com. We've been getting a little traffic at the You'll Hear It. We almost had our servers pulled down from traffic on a favorite episode the other day.
Are you exaggerating slightly?
I don't know. I got an email alert, but I think that was probably our error on our
I was
server.
going to say, did we pay our server bills?
Yeah, it was more of that, but we like to call it that. But you can leave a comment. We started to feature, I don't know if you noticed this, we're featuring some of our latest reviews and ratings there. Not because we're proud of them, but we are proud of them.
Yeah, we are. No,
but it's actually, I think it's an automated system, so if someone were to put a bad review, it would show up too. Don't think we're only highlighting the good ones. As you can see, there's quite a few 5-star reviews, no 7 stars, so it's like we're already going down. But we like to read them from time to time, so I'd like to say one. This is from Flash Vibes. We're still getting the weird, unauthentic names, but it's all good. Flash Vibes from United States of America. This is 5 stars. But the title of the review is 7 stars, so it's actually a 7-star.
See, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, there you go. I missed that. This is a great resource. I'm a musician and middle school music teacher myself. I went to University of New Orleans where Peter taught. Shout out. There's a ton of great information here, and it's fun to listen to. I'm applying their lessons to my own practice. Okay, this episode, sidebar, you might not want to apply all of these, like the Hans Groiner stuff, but
that's sustained
for, I think, I'm applying their lessons to my own practice and will recommend this to my students and colleagues who are interested in learning jazz. 10 stars for the pods where Peter and Adam give musical examples on the piano, such as number 146, 7 Ways to End a Tune.
All right, so he's not going to like this week's.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to the piano.
You know what? We got to go piano next week. We're going to get back to the piano next week. We're going to do some hard-hitting nose to
We're
the
going to go
grindstone.
beast mode on the podcast next week. Are you ready? You sure? Young Eli? We're going to go beast mode.
Like
all right,
scales
cool.
and arpeggios.
You know what? We're not even going to do scales. We're going to do scales with a Z, a couple Z's on the end.
Peter and Adam go beast mode on scales and arpeggios.
Bam. Tune in next week.
Right on.
All right. Well, next week.
You'll hear it.